When it comes to shooter games, maps are a very important part when it comes to gameplay. Each map has elements that are placed either perfectly or horribly in order to make that map stand out. And in the Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare games, the maps are some of the most iconic I've ever played. As someone who sunk a combined total of over 1,000 hours into both Garden Warfare 1 and 2, I wanted to rank every single map in both of these games to fully decide which one is my favorite. I'll be ranking maps based off of two things: enjoyability and their overall design. Keep in mind that this tier list is entirely my opinion, so feel free to disagree with anything. Please don't disagree with anything. I really I'm confident with my decisions. Come on, right, guys?
How about no?
Anyway, I think we should just go right into this. I don't really care about this intro. Yeah, this is pretty much Time Park. Yeah, no, this map sucks. I can go on and on and on and on about how this map has some of the worst gameplay I have ever seen in Garden Warfare. To put it simply, everybody stays in the middle and never leaves. Even on game modes like Suburban Nation and Gnome Bomb, the middle section is just purely dominant by whichever team could even make it there. And most of the time, it just doesn't work. It never switches. And sometimes you could switch, and sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know what it is, but this map just we've all had those games on Time Park, and you would understand if you actually played this game as much as I did. The map doesn't even look that bad. I think the map looks good. It's just the gameplay that sucks big donkey. Yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Name me one good thing about this map. The final boss section. Yeah, actually, that does make sense. But here's the thing. Not only does this map look ugly, but also the attacking point for zombies is just stupid. Attacking on this map is such a pain, not to mention that BS fog forest area where nobody could see anything. Yeah, this map is no good. Easily my least favorite turf map in the entire game, even more than Walnut Hills. Like, can you believe it? I just got off of ranting about Walnut Hills and I still think it's better than this. Genuinely think about leaving the game whenever I see this thing in mixed mode. I hate this map so much. The stupid little ice things that you can fall into in the first stage are so annoying. These two fog sections on the last 2 points are why is there fog? Why? But honestly, it's not too bad, the final section, but it's just everything else in this map. It's not fun to attack on, and honestly, it just doesn't look good to defend on. So I'm sorry, but I don't like Great White North. I'll give Walnut Hills something. This map looks gorgeous in Garden Warfare 1, but the gameplay is anything but that. I don't like the gameplay at all. Similar to Time Park, the gameplay when it comes to actually pushing forward does not make anything fun. Trying to push up from the graveyard on the first point is just not fun when you're on zombies. The rest of the map it's quite fun. I actually really like the rest of the map, but this first point is such a hurdle that most of the time you're never even gonna see the rest of the map. Especially on the Garden Warfare 2 version where the game is just full of unbalanced characters, because let's be real, Garden Warfare 2 is not a balanced game. You saw what happened in the last video of me playing this map. Nothing worked. I never even made it past the first point. At least, like, it's not even that bad in Garden Warfare 1, but Garden Warfare 2 especially. This game, it just doesn't work. This map just doesn't work. The map does look really pretty, but I can't get over the fact that it's just so annoying trying to capture that first point that I'm done. I can't. I don't like this map at all. Only reason why it's over Great White North is just because I think it looks nice. That's it. But otherwise, it would probably be at the bottom, even under Time Park. Actually, wait, no, never mind. I think Time Park is still worse than this, but you get what I mean. I don't like this map. Alright, I might get some hate for this, but another issue, it's the same issue that I've had with a bunch of these lower maps, is that you are gonna see campers. Every single time you play this map on zombies, you're most likely gonna see plants camping on top of this building right by their spawn, and yeah, it's pretty much impossible to get there. Yeah, I will say this map looks good, but it's plagued by its campers, because there's so many damn campers, because of all the buildings on this map, people could just sit in the back with Cactus or Soldier and just you know, get a bunch of kills, nicking them off. You're never gonna not encounter a camper on this map. It's just inevitable. You just have to live with the campers. I do like this map a lot, which kind of sucks, but I hate the campers, and that's coming from me because I think I'm a camper. Genuinely, just people camp way too much on this damn map, and I hate it. The map looks good, but the gameplay is just not good. This map just doesn't really look that good. Also, Slenderman is here, and he's getting eaten by a jumper. Dude, what are they doing to my boy? Okay, but in all seriousness, we're at the point of the video where the next few maps are going to be decent at best, with decent gameplay and decent design, and I think Zomboss Estate has pretty decent gameplay and a somewhat decent design, even though the map kind of looks really spooky, and I get that's what they're going with, but honestly, it's alright. Basically, the rest of this video is going to be mostly positive. I've kind of gotten most of my negative opinions out. I don't really have too much to say about Zomboss Estate. Still don't know why Slenderman is getting eaten by a chomper, so can we get an F in the chat? Also, the pumpkin area is quite spooky. Cool map, I do like it. Similar to Zomboss Estate, the gameplay is fine, and the design is just alright, but there are other pirate-themed maps in Garden Warfare that I personally just think look better and play better than Port Scallywag. This map is just okay at best. I will give Port Scallywag some credit though, as I think the special pirate zombies in Garden Ops is a cool change, but otherwise I don't really have much to say about Port Scallywag. It's not bad, but also not perfect. Finally, we're getting into the maps that I think are just pure fun, and Jewel Junction, not only is it cool and it's fun, but the train is also terrifying. I don't really have much to say other than that though. I do want to point out how I notice a lot of the Garden Warfare 1 maps always have the spawns kind of special for each team. I notice that the side that the zombie spawns in is always like a graveyard or like a dark mechanical area, while the plants is all sunshine and rainbows. It's a nice touch and adds a lot of life to the Garden Warfare 1 games. Jewel Junction is alright at best. It's a fun map. I don't really care too much for the design, but it is pretty fun, so I'll have to give it that.
I'm a gnome, I'm a garden gnome. The lack of being real is the source of my appeal.
Yes, I did extend that cut just so then we could listen to a little bit more of the Garden Gnome song, because let's be honest, we all love that song. Anyway, let's look at Seas of Time, and honestly, this map has always been a hit or miss for me. I really like the design and having a whole theme park of various eras of time, traversing the different spots throughout, but honestly, I feel like it's just the gameplay that I don't really like it too much. This map is definitely heavily carried by its design, but certain points like Dino Land and Z-Gyp are just so annoying. I don't know what it is. I just think capturing on this map isn't really that fun, especially on Dino Land and Z-Gyp. Just those points, very annoying. The rest of the map is fine. It's pretty exciting. Shame that both of the Gardens and Graveyards maps in Garden Warfare 2 just aren't really the best compared to Garden Warfare 1. But for now, I'm just gonna say it stays at number 20 and let's just move on. You want boring maps? Yeah, I'll give you a boring map, because Zen Peak is surely a map that exists. Yeah, this map doesn't really have too much special in it. The gameplay is fun, but honestly, most of the time I forget this map exists, and honestly, it doesn't look too bad. I do think the gnome spot where you jump off the waterfall is pretty funny. This map does a great job at being a map. I honestly don't know, man. Zen Peak is cool, and that's pretty much it. There's definitely a few maps in Garden Warfare 1 that bring out a lot of nostalgia, and I think I gotta be that guy, but Shark by Shores is definitely one of the big nostalgia maps because I absolutely love it. Similar to Port Scallywag, it is heavily pirate themed and of course has pirate zombies in its special Garden Ops. I also noticed one thing about these next few maps I know we'll be talking about is that they have a very similar layout, and you're gonna see it. I probably just gotta explain it a little bit more, but for now, let's just move on to the next one. I do like Shark by Shores. And here we are in Sandy Sands, and once again, this is a pretty fine map. I actually do really like the gameplay on this, and the design is also alright. However, one thing that I do not like about this map is the fog. The stupid fog, just like the ones in Great White North. It's back. The fog is back, I swear. but at least it's not that bad because it is a Team Vanquish map, and Team Vanquish maps are way better than turf maps, so you can all hate me on that. Anyway, like I said about Shark by Shores having a similar design, you'll notice that this Sandy Sands has a centerpiece that goes out into an upper and lower section. The upper section I am talking about going up the stairs, while the lower section is going up that center stairway, usually where a suburbanation point is. It also has a little coast area down where the plants first spawn in that is very similar to a coast area that you see in Shark by Shores, and also another coast-like area that you see in the next map I'm going to be talking about. I do like Sandy Sands, it is a great map, however there is one more of these maps that I like more. It's not Boner Island, come on guys, it's not Boner Island, it's basically Boner Island. Anyway, let's take a look at Boner Island because I really like this map. I do think that the volcano section in the middle is a bit too cramped, especially when you're trying to get in or out of it, especially on that C point when you're playing Gnome Bomb. The volcano is annoying, but honestly, it isn't even too bad. And like I said earlier about Sandy Sands and Shark by Shores, that little coast area where the zombies spawn in is very, very similar, which is why I think Shark by Shores, Sandy Sands, and Boney Island are all very similar maps, and that's kind of why I'll rank them together, and I like them in that order. Shark by Shores, Sandy Sands, and Boner Island is my favorite. The gameplay is good, I think the design is cool, and yep, that's pretty much it. Let's move on. Here we go, now we're getting to the good turf maps because Cactus Canyon is one that I really enjoy. All the points are such a blast to play on. Not the first point though, it's really annoying when soldiers and pea shooters camp on top of the mountains. Yeah, can we stop doing that? Anyway, the final point with the golf ball is pretty cool, nice to see some payload action. I do like myself some payload, I am an Upward fan in TF2, I like Upward and I like payload, so that is pretty nice. Cactus Canyon is a great map, and one that I hold really close because, once again, Garden Warfare 1 got a lot of nostalgia for it, so I like Cactus Canyon, and it goes right here. The gameplay is cool, the map design is perfect, and that is where it will be set. This map looks pretty. Oh, this map looks so good. The only issue is that the gameplay, I mean, it could be better, but the design looks so freaking good. I like this map. I don't really have much to say about it. It is Coliseum. It's not really the most exciting map ever, but I'm always willing to play it because I think it's cool. I think you're cool. You should subscribe. Okay, I'm done. Yes, the map that I already know that if it's a Gnome Bomb, it's probably gonna last like an whole hour. I really like Frosty Creek. In fact, for the rest of this video, all these maps I just really like. I mean, like, yeah, sure, the design is a little bit bland, but I just think the gameplay is really good. Yeah, there are a lot of buildings that soldiers and pea shooters and other campy classes that can get on top of them, you know, just kind of chill up there the whole time, but honestly, there's so many ways to counter that it's not really too bad. I like the cabin section, I like that lumber section, all the sections of this map just look really cool. And for the rest of this video, I'm mostly gonna say some positive stuff and won't do any more Coliseum stuff. So yeah, Frosty Creek is such a good one. I like Moonbase Z. This is easily one of my favorite turf maps. Not my favorite one, like, out of all of them, but one of my top ones. It is such a fun map to play on. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think the low gravity maps in Garden Warfare 2 are actually pretty fun for the most part. Yeah, there are some parts that are a little bit annoying, but overall, it isn't too bad. I do wish that Moonbase Z had more low gravity parts because there's only 2 points that actually use it, And yeah, it's not really that exciting, but I still think those 2 points are easily the best parts. But even the base gravity areas aren't even too bad. Sure, the final minigame is a little bit annoying, but honestly, it's not too bad, especially if you're someone who doesn't really care about the objective and just wants to get a bunch of kills. It's probably the best one for it. But overall, Moonbase Z is honestly pretty good. We're at the point where these turf maps, I actually wouldn't even mind playing through the entire thing because I actually really like them. And speaking of low gravity maps, ooh, this is a good one because the low gravity area in this map is actually really fun. Also, I love how one of the main themes of this map is a golf section. I don't know, I just thought that would be really funny. Lunar landing, I don't know how they did it, but this map is so much fun to play on. Both the non-gravity area and the low gravity area are just perfect. They are perfect. If you're someone who doesn't like low gravity, then that's perfectly fine, but I personally really like low gravity, and this is definitely one of my favorite maps, especially playing characters like Tank Commander. Yeah, enough said. Lunar Landing is a fantastic map. I think it looks really cool. I think it plays really well, and honestly, it's really good. But it wasn't able to make a top 10 because I think the next 10 maps are some of the best maps in the entire franchise. Easily the most nostalgic Garden Warfare 1 map for me because Main Street is such a good turf map, and bro, why did they do Walnut Hills instead of this in Garden Warfare 2? I think Main Street should have been in Garden Warfare 2. I really think it should instead of Walnut Hills because I don't like Walnut Hills. I think Main Street is way better. Not only does the map look hella cool, the final stage with the tactical kook is also really cool. I think all the segments of this map are great, and also this map has 7 different points. 7 points. Why does it have so many points? I don't know, but I really like this map, bro. Gameplay is pretty fun. The design is pretty good. Everything in this map is good, and I really like it. And that will be number 10. Let's move on to the next one. Bro, this is the tutorial area, and they managed to fit the theme so well. I think the idea of Zomburbia, or I just think it's a whole zombie-like area, is perfect. This map serves as a perfect introduction into Garden Warfare 2, as now the zombies have fully taken over, and you're the plants trying to defeat and take back everything that you lost. It's perfect. It's a perfect example of the difference between Garden Warfare 1 and Garden Warfare 2's design, as Garden Warfare 1 is supposed to be a lot more like the original pvz1 game, you know, where the plants are trying to defend their area from the zombies, and you know, it all looks nice and green, it's all plant life. But in Garden Warfare 2, the zombies took over, and now everything is all purple and depressed, and you know, it just looks like, I don't know, looks like the zombies. I think this map has the perfect introduction to Garden Warfare 2, and not only that, the actual turf map itself has great gameplay, and I think looks really good. And overall, I do like Zomburbia. It's easily one of my favorite turf maps, but it is not my all-time favorite because there are 2 more turf maps that we have yet to talk about. But for now, this is where Zomburbia is going to stay. You want a good pirate map? I'll give you a good pirate map because Driftwood Shores is peak. It's so good. I love it. I love Driftwood Shores so freaking much. The final point is so cool where the zombies shoot themselves on out of a cannon over to the Sunflower Island, and it's so this is the Garden Warfare 1 nostalgia. I don't know why. The first point where the zombies are jumping out of the head of that, whatever it's called, like Zomboss Mountain, where they're jumping off of Zomboss Mountain onto that little area where the plants are. That part is so cool. I think all of the points are awesome. I love how Port Scallywag is just in this game, but like pretty funny how one Team Vanquish map is inside of a turf map. I don't know, I just thought that was really funny. I'm pretty sure it's also like that in BFN, but like who cares about BFN? The gameplay is a blast, and you might not like the design of this map, but I think it's better than Port Scallywag. I just think it looks better, even though it's pretty much the exact same design. I like its overall layout more. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, But sure, I guess. We're at the point where I am going to be glazing these maps because I love them. I think they're amazing. Driftwood Shores has the best final point in all of Garden Warfare. However, I think the next one is pretty close, but there's just some things that make it a little bit better than Driftwood Shores. But for now, I do really like this map, and that is where we're going to leave it. Yep, this is it. My favorite turf map is Zombopolis, and there are many reasons why, so let's just cut to it. The design looks good. I really like the design of all the different sections, and it also is a pretty weird section because you start off in this little, nice suburban area, and then you go over to a city area, and then you go to like a dance rave area, and you go to a little construction area, and then you go to a freaking dump, and then you finally end it all the way back at the construction site of the zombie. It's such a perfectly layout map. It's so, I don't know what it is. I really like the layout of this map. The final section is of course very similar to the Mega Sunflower, however it's, for zombies, and it does work a little bit differently. I think I like the flower a little bit more just because I think the whole shield thing does kind of get annoying after a while, especially since not a lot of people actually contribute, and honestly, myself included. I feel like the gameplay of this map is so good. I really like the gameplay of this map, and I like the design of this map, and it's my favorite turf map. Out of all of the turf maps in Garden Warfare 1 and 2, Zombopolis is my favorite. And it's crazy because this wasn't even a launch map. This came out like way after launch. I think it was part of the Trouble of Zombopolis update. I think? I might be wrong. I don't remember. It's been hella long time, but for now, I really like Zombopolis. This is a really good one. This is my favorite turf map. Now we're getting into the very iconic Garden Warfare maps, because if there's one iconic Garden Warfare map out there, Garden Center is definitely one of them, because holy, this map looks so nice. The layout is honestly not too bad. Sure, the middle section could be a little bit campy, but honestly, there are maps that do that a lot worse. For example, Time Park. But Garden Center does it very well. I think the middle section is perfect, and then you have the little warehouse section, and then the garden section kind of divided, so you have the plants and the zombies on each side. But overall, I think Garden Center is easily one of the more iconic ones. Every single part of this map, I think it looks good in terms of design, and the gameplay is honestly not too bad. So I really like Garden Center. I think it's up there. But of course, in Garden Warfare 2, there is another version of Garden Center, which is... This is literally the exact same thing as Garden Center, but instead of being garden themed, it's dolphin themed. Yeah, no, this is peak. I don't really have too much to say about Aqua Center, as I pretty much already said all about Garden Center. It has a good design, the map layout is really cool, and overall, it's all nice. So I don't really have much to say. Let's actually move on to something different now. You want some peak Garden Warfare? Well, Suburban Flats is definitely one of them, because this is easily the most iconic Garden Warfare map of all time. I'm pretty sure this was in the main trailer of Garden Warfare 1? I don't even know, man, but this map is peak. The design is literally just a suburban neighborhood. That's it. And then there's a graveyard section where the zombies spawn in, because that's how Garden Warfare 1 does it. They have the whole nice area, and then they have that graveyard area where all the zombies are. I love Garden Warfare 1's design so much, and this is the perfect map to show it all off. I love it. I can't really think of too many bad things about Suburban Flats. I genuinely think this is one of the greatest maps ever, but somehow this is only number 4, and there's 3 maps that were able to surpass it. It's mostly nostalgia, if I'm gonna be honest, of why this is up here. I think it looks good, and I think it plays good, and overall, it is good, and that's why it's at number 4. Now, I love Suburban Flats. I know you like Suburban Flats, and I like this map, bro. I like it. This map is just if you took Suburban Flats and gave it a zombie section. That's it. That's all. And it's peak. I don't know how they did it, but they managed to just take Suburban Flats, cut off half of it, and turn the other half into a whole zombie area. I don't know, but They nailed it with frontline flats because I think the two sections divided up is perfect, and I also love how this is the only Team Vanquish map with a cannon. Nice job there. I guess this map could be played a little bit campy, but honestly, it's just nobody really cares. I don't care. I really like the design of this map. Garden Warfare 2 has a very specific design. This one is probably the one that screams Garden Warfare 2 the most. When I think of Garden Warfare 2, I think of frontline flats because it is the perfect iteration of both the plants and the zombies having their own area, kind of like the backyard. Actually, yeah, this map is very similar to the backyard, I just realized. But yeah, I really like frontline flats. Good gameplay, good design, and everything is perfect. Before we start this, can we all agree to just ignore the EP gameplay? Trust me, I had no other character to play. I definitely wasn't mad or anything. Just please trust me, please.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyway, this is my favorite Garden Warfare 2 map. I love everything in it. The whole Zombot thing is easily one of the best, like, random stage hazards I have ever seen. It is honestly really funny when the Zombot just comes off this platform and just starts, you know, killing everybody. Every single section of this map is just really good. I like the use of teleporters, finally, not in something like Time Park. We actually have teleporters that, you know, do something else. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we had it also in Zombopolis, but I think Z-Tech Factory makes it a lot better, mainly because it's not in the last point like a turf map. It's a Team Vanquish map, and therefore it's way better. Every single area, there isn't really too many places for campers because there's so many buildings, so you're pretty much forced to move around. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with the Z-Tech Factory. I can't really think of anything wrong. Sure, you might get a little pissed off when the Zombot kills you, but honestly, it's just more funny than it is annoying. So that is where I am keeping Z-Tech Factory, and if you've done your math, then you would probably know which map is my number one. Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of nostalgia bias here, but dude, come on, it's Chomp Town. This is amazing. I love all the little sections of this map. This map is just like Suburban Flats. I think the layout is actually quite similar. So many cool things about this map, and I just love it. There's so many fun little restaurants all over the place because, you know, it's Chomp Town. You gotta eat something because you're a freaking chomper. You're in Chomp Town, you know what I mean? The gameplay is great. The design is great. I love this map. This is my favorite map in the entire series, and if not, this is my favorite Garden Warfare 1 map. I honestly think Z-Tech Factory and Chomp Town change all the freaking time, and that finally concludes my ranking. I think Chomp Town is the best. I hate Time Park, and I think we should just go over to the outro really quick because I think that'll be a lot easier to do it there. Alright, and that was the entire video. Oh, wow, that was a that was a long one, now was it? I felt like it's most appropriate that we end with my favorite map and also end with my favorite character. Because look at me, I'm playing the Tank Commander. I'm playing my favorite character in all of Garden Warfare. Yes, I like the Tank Commander the most. Just in case you asked, I really hope you asked that at some point, you know. I will give a quick honorable mention in this outro to this. The backyard, because I never actually talked about the backyard in the video, and I really think I should have, because this technically is a map. You can play it in a few game modes, but it's mostly just like a little hub world, and honestly, it's cool. Yes, I do like the backyard. If I were to rank it as a proper map, it would probably be at number 1, but no, I like to see this as more like a lobby than an actual map, but it's good. The rainbow over the plant space. The zombies got airships. It is great, and this video took me way too long to make. This video took too long, but I am very happy to have it done, and I'm hoping you agree with me. I doubt you guys agree with me. I actually really doubt you guys agree with me. More Max Grind is on the way. If you like the Max Grind series, don't worry, but for now, I'm gonna end it right here. See you next time.